I, 50F, introduced a girl to my son, 25M, while he was in a situationship. So I, a 50-year-old female, never understood why my son's girlfriend was always so cold to me. For context, they are both 25-year-olds. A week ago my daughter told me it was because I introduced a girl to my son while he was in a situationship with the girl. So 3 years ago, before he officially started dating his current girlfriend, he was in a situationship, which apparently meant they were interested in each other but weren't together. It was like that for a few months, and he was always spending luxury gifts for her, inviting her to our house, and when I would ask him whether they were together, he said that she was still considering it since there's a lot of guys interested in her and she's talking to some of them. She's a very attractive online influencer. About the 7th month that I knew about this situationship, I met a really nice girl who was working for me, and she was very interested in my son. So I gave my son her number and told him that she's interested in him and I think she's nice. He just nodded and he got together with his current girlfriend about 3-4 months later. So I wanted to talk to her while she was at our house today to apologize if I came off the wrong way. She said that I should have minded my business since it wasn't my relationship, and I mentioned that I thought it was a situationship where they weren't committed. And she said that every situationship boundaries were different. My daughter disagreed with her and said I should post it on Reddit. Are there any ways I can salvage the relationship? She didn't seem to appreciate our conversation and is getting even colder. My son, however, seems to be really determined to marry her. Edit. Also to add, I've not had many interactions with her over the course of their relationship. Maybe one other really bad interaction we had was when she dropped out of college. She was just 1.5 years away from graduation. I think her online persona really hit off and she decided to do it full time. I thought it was a really bad idea and told her that she should stay and nagged at her. But I wasn't paying her tuition fees, so I probably shouldn't have said anything. Comments. Why be cordial? She comes over to OP's house and gives her stink eyes, then gets rude when OP apologizes. Unnecessarily? I'm guessing she doesn't bring her own food or anything? OP, does your son live with you? Does he make his own money and pay rent? Who is really paying for her luxury gifts? Does she have an equally nice home that they can retreat to if they are mad at you? Unfortunately, if you tell her to leave, then your son will be very angry and leave as well. But if they don't have anywhere else to hang out together, then she will drop him, and he will blame you. At the same time, I would not be able to tolerate this girl being a guest in my house. I can't imagine talking to an elder like that in their own house. Update. I, 50F, introduced a girl to my son, 25M, while he was in a situationship. So I wasn't prepared to give an update cause I was ready to sit back and just remain cordial. But my daughter decided to tell my husband. For those asking, my husband is a present father, but he is always away from town, which is why we are more comfortable than the average family in town. Anyways, my husband came back early and he was not happy. I was out when he came back, but he threw my son out. He said that he expected real change from him before he was allowed back. When I got back, my son had already packed his essentials and left. My husband had to leave tomorrow, but my son was already texting me saying that it was heartless of us and so on. I'm not sure what to do now, but my husband told me to just take care of the house and he will handle this away from town. My daughter was very supportive of my husband and has been screaming at my son whenever he comes knocking. As much as I love how much my family has tried to support me, but I feel like my family's torn apart. I never wanted to have my son kicked out and never wanted such discord in my family. If there's a positive outcome, I will update again and soon hopefully, but for now, I've prepared a small amount of cash for my son till he can find a way to stand on his own. And I would like to thank all of you lovely people who left such nice comments. But I'm not sure if I could have fully conveyed the nuances of my situation 100% fairly. Comments. I suspect that a lot more has occurred that is not being reported. If that is the case, I applaud the father and sister for protecting OP. We preach every day on Reddit that spouses need to stand up for each other, and he did. Additionally, I find it telling that both the sister and father spoke up. It makes me wonder if OP has allowed a lot of disrespect and poor behavior from her son. Based on what is written, OP has not done anything bad. Her own son did not claim the situationship. He took the number for another woman and then blamed it on his mom? He could have shut that down immediately but chose not to mention it. Now, he is allowing his partner to verbally attack his mom? That behavior would be shut down immediately in my house, and that person would not be welcome. Secondly, OP has a right to be concerned about her son spending lavishly on this person when he still lives at home. She didn't sign up to subsidize the son and his girlfriend's lifestyle. Totally fine if the GF chooses to explore being an influencer, but they shouldn't expect OP family to pick up the slack financially for it. They need to move out and pay their own way. Yes, so my husband initially was not trying to kick my son out. He wanted to have a talk with him. And coincidentally, his girlfriend was home and apparently she got really angry that my husband barged into the house when they were enjoying a movie. So she left the house and my son started getting angry at my husband, which led to a full-blown fight and him getting kicked out. Also, I am aware that I overly pampered my children. Usually kids here move out on their own at 21, but since my son was doing exceptionally well academically and he was promising me a lot of opportunities for him, I convinced my husband to bear the financial grunt for him to finish college. We take education opportunities very seriously as both me and my husband were uneducated and we worked day and night for his business to lift off. We just didn't want our son to suffer the same as we did. I guess I was digging my own grave now that I think about it. They were watching a movie in your husband's house and they had the gall to be upset that the owner came in? Yeah, they need a bit of reality of being kicked out. Mama, please don't think mothering your children warrants this type of disrespect. Your daughter seems like she has a good respectful head on her shoulders. You raised 2 children the same way and had 2 different outcomes. There is only so much you can do regarding who a person is down to their core. I applaud you for being a loving and caring mother. More people should be like this.